He found the note. He stopped the music and announced, "It's the end of the ninth, the score is tied, and the bases are loaded." Oh, would that it were so. Breakfast time with Laurie Hibbert and Tom Bergeron.
You know what we're doing, Jim? We're doing the aerobic hail for a cab in New York. And, of course, if you're on the other side of the street, how about hand Patricia Moreno, the Spandex Rangers. Later today, now Patricia and I have done a thrill-packed series of vet exercises over the past couple of weeks.
Okay.
The things you can do as you're getting out of bed. Later in the show, you're doing something for the end of the work.
Okay, I got 18 left, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I just used one. That only leaves me 17, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I just did it again. Didn't I?
Yes.
Oh, darn!
Okay, boys, visiting hours.
Gee, I forgot all about visiting hours. Anybody here for me?
Sorry.
Don't mind me, guys.
Hey, your pre-op tests are fine.
Are you Charlie's father?
No, don't be silly. I'm his pediatrician.
Hey, Charlie, what's the matter with your parents? Why didn't they come?
Hey, I'm a grown-up. But if I wanted, they'd be here in a second. It's just that they're far away. They're in the south.
Charlie, this is the South.
Pole. South Pole. That's where they are, the South Pole. I call them, but there's a lot of trouble with the phone system there, you know. South Pole Bell.
Oh, well. Okay, Charlie, listen. I gotta get going.
Oh, Perry, don't go.
Charlie, I've got other patients to see.
Oh, I'd like to chat for a minute.
Okay, come on, now, but just for a minute.
Right. Tell me a story.
Once upon a time, there was a pediatrician who had one patient who monopolized all his time, and he couldn't see his other patients, and he lost his license.
Then what?
Oh, there you are. What are you doing dawdling up here? The waiting room's backed up already.
All right, Charlie, I'm sorry to have to put an end to whatever the hell this just was, but I gotta go.
Laverne, wait.
What is it?
You know, Laverne, we never really had the chance to chat, to get to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, hail from Dixie, eh?
Uh-huh.
I hear the old times there are not forgotten.
And I'm gonna look away now.
And after your operation, Norman, we'll have a big coming home party for you, okay? And you can invite all your new friends.
Hey, I can't wait.
No, I'm sorry, but I was speaking about the children.
Oh, Mom, Charlie's cool. He taught me how to undress women with my eyes. Here, looks so good when you're alone.
Dr. Burroughs, please call 125 West, Dr. Burroughs.
Hi, Ma? It's Charlie. Hey, I'm in the hospital for some surgery and... Yeah, I'll hold. Hey, Harry, you're right on time. Hey, look, everybody, visitor for the Deedster. I'm so glad you made it, Harry. I've been dying to hear the end of that doctor loses his license story.
Charlie, never mind that. I got two people who really want to see you.
Did you come up?
Charlie! Good news. I checked out your surgeon. He has no priors.
Thanks, Barbara.
Good evening, Charlie. Good luck on your operation tomorrow. Hope you don't die.
Carol.
What? You told me to say something nice. As it was, I lied.
Mr. Dietz,
Yes?
your parents are on the way up.
Really?
Oh, so they made it after all.
I never doubted it.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to meeting them.
I wonder what they're like. Look at what they did.
And that's the weather.
You know, Jim does exactly the same thing as my daughters when I give them crayons.
We were wondering when he would start maximizing that little crayon tool, and now we know.
Might I mention, and you pointed this out to me this morning before the show, apparently we've also found Roy Orbison, ladies and gentlemen. We're happy to say.
It was a good joke. I didn't get laughs like that, though, because it's all in the delivery.
Yeah. No, it's just because you were sniffling while you said it.
But also, you know that Elvis would not appear with Roy Orbison.
That's true. That's true. It's Elvis and Roy. The Afterlife concert.
Only on breakfast time.
This is actually Carlos the Jackal.
Dead jokes are really
it's another thing. Well, I know, but it's so mean.
Let's get on to something fun. Let's get on to something fun. Baseball.
Okay.
Now, of course, the baseball strike is on. However, our own FXers are doing us proud in the New York Softball League. And who do we have here to talk about it? Anybody?
Well, actually, Eddie, can you play a little baseball music? And I think we have some tape, and I think this is the correct voiceover chronology. Let's go to the videotape. Here we have Danny Higgins, FX camera guy, slapping a double to left field. Look at running like the wind, like he does here in the apartment. Mary Driscoll, our breakfast time technical director,
and Mike right behind
is chased home by Mike Moore. Wham! That's Danny again. Just nailing another one. This is in the, there's Terry running around, and he drove in Terry. Now FX leads 7-0 at this point. The final score was 9-7 after a shaky bottom of the 7th. We held on to the win. We go to the playoffs. The FX team. And that's a week from tomorrow night, and there's the FX time audience. A week from tomorrow night in Central Park.
By the way,
I'm definitely going to be there.
That was natural mud they were playing on, not artificial.
Not artificial mud. Good to know. Now, coming up after the break, Patricia Moreno, who of course helps us learn to exercise in the morning, maximizing our time getting dressed and this and that. But I'm guaranteeing you had something to do with this, because Patricia is now going to teach us how to exercise in the bubble bath.
This is something America demanded.
Oh, yeah. You'd be Tom in the pitch meeting.
End of the day.
And then you'd be in the bubble bath. And then we'll have more after the break.
Bubble bath, don't talk.
Different is day and night? Who says opposites don't attract? FX has got them both. FX, day and night.
Hey, have you heard the latest scoop?
What's that?
A serving of Kellogg's Raisin Bran cereal in milk.
That's the 2 scoops thing, right?
It's just 45 cents.
It's news to me.
Can I taste one? Please do. How about those raisins, huh?
I see more than I can count.
Raisins are looking good.
And how does this look to you?
Oh, I can't beat that.
Everybody should have such a bargain.
And now they do. Hit me with the headline.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran for 45 cents.
Get part of the value in having breakfast with Kellogg's.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran. Excellent.
Why get only half the workout on an ordinary treadmill when you could get a total body workout? Introducing the incredible new WalkFit from NordicTrack. WalkFit's unique design lets you exercise your upper body and lower body at the same time. You get a fast, effective, total body workout that burns up to 1,000 calories per hour. Whether your goal is to lose weight, tone muscles, or relieve stress, you can do it all with the WalkFit Total Body Treadmill from NordicTrack. WalkFit gives you a 53% greater cardiovascular workout than on ordinary treadmills, and you can burn up to 79% more calories. And WalkFit has no motor. It's safe and easy to use. Unlike motorized treadmills, you control the pace. There's no herky-jerky starts and stops. Call our toll-free number now and receive a free information-packed video and full-color brochure showing how you can get started on an enjoyable exercise program you'll stick with. Don't settle for half the workout when you can get a superior total body workout with NordicTrack's WalkFit. Call today and get a 30-day in-home trial and 2-year limited warranty. After all, it's from NordicTrack.
FX calls the role of the Fantasy Island Guest Star Hall of Fame. Bert Convy, Lucille Arnaz, Henry Gibson, the guy who played LeBeau on Hogan's Heroes, Mr. Cotter's wife, Marcia Brady, that Burke fellow from Burke's Law, Dano, Mr. Apple, who was also on that hospital show with Ed Begley Jr. Watch for them on Fantasy Island, featuring the guest stars that everyone can name. Weekday mornings at 11, exclusively on FX.
On the new FX network, broadcast will be coming to you live from just about anywhere. Whoa, a street corner in New York? Or a pig farm in Ohio? A fancy restaurant in L.A., party of 3. Want a booth? We could even be at the ballet in Seattle. Who knows where we'll be next? Evidently right here in Ralph's kitchen. You're going to finish that? She hasn't eaten all day. It's not a BLT, is it?
I never believed that Michael Jordan would ever be the biggest draw in professional baseball, but today he is. You can't argue with the numbers.
Yeah, he is, but he's out with an injury.
Even so.
You know, I didn't even know he was still playing.
Yeah,
I thought he
yeah.
quit.
Okay, can you do a little duet with me for this next segment?
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and... Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bath time lots of fun. Bye. Rubber ducky, you're my very best friend. It's true. Patricia Moreno, who previously has been exercising in the bedroom, showing you how to get up, start the day with exercise. This is after... This is so absurd. This is after a long, hard day. There's nothing more relaxing than a good hot bath, but you can also stretch out the day's tensions while bathing.
Right. I mean, there's two good reasons why you can do it. I mean, if you have a long, hard workout,
Yeah.
The best thing to do is to soak.
You can't hear her? Oh, okay. I guess you wouldn't be Mike because she'd be electrocuted. Yeah.
Well, it's great to, after you have a hard workout or a stressful day, to soak in a tub. You take like 20 minutes to soak in the tub. Your muscles are all heated up, and it's also the best time to stretch.
You have Epsom salts in here?
I do.
What, I guess they already poured them in.
Anyway, we put
What's the value
Epsom
of
salt. It helps you relax your muscles. It helps you release tension.
Craig is yelling at you. What's the matter, Craig?
The Epsom salt. But you can use any Epsom salt and any bubble bath. I mean, this is a good one. This one I like.
Bath therapy?
Bath therapy. But there's a lot of different, just regular Epsom salt. It's great.
All right.
And then, you know, a nice, like, aromatherapy gel in there to, like, relax.
Don't
is also
splash,
great.
please.
I wouldn't do that.
All right.
So anyway, well, what I was doing, so after you soak for like 15 minutes in a tub as hot as you can.
You ever think you'd be doing this on national television? Okay, so anyway, you soak for a while in Epsom salt.
For a while. Take a washcloth, and I love this one. This will get your whole upper back, your lower back, and your legs. You wrap a washcloth around one of the knobs and bring your body in close towards the faucet. And then by just first extending your arms and pulling back, you'll stretch right through your upper back. You extend as far as you can. When you've gone as far as you can, you push with your foot against the end of the bathtub. That way you extend your legs, and you're also lengthening the back of your legs and hips. And then you just reverse it. You pull your body back in, straighten up, and then do it all over again. You do it really slowly. And as you loosen up, you go further and further.
Is there any... There's more water running here. Is there any place in the house that you don't exercise? I mean, you really find ways to stretch.
My goal is to find... People have so many excuses, you know. They say they don't have time. But you really don't need extra time. You can do so much no matter where you are. So, I mean, like another good one is if you have sore calves and you're running, just put the washcloth over your toes and pull gently back and lift your leg as high as you can. Lifting as you loosen up will relieve a lot of the tension in your calves and the back of the thighs. But the point is, the best time to stretch is when your muscles are heated up. You're soaking in the bathtub. You won't be sore the next day, so take advantage of the time you spend in the bathtub.
Patricia, thank you very much, and we'll let you soak a little while. And Lori, back to you.
Thanks, Tom. You know, recently one of the hottest songs on the Billboard charts was a series of chants by Benedictine monks. And their newfound fame has brought to the limelight their lifestyle, which before was pretty mysterious when you think about it. Suzanne Wong is is in Cullman, Alabama at the St. Bernard Abbey, and she's with a group of Benedictine monks, and she's going to try to dispel some of the mystery of their lifestyle. Hi, Suzanne.
Hi, Lori. How are you?
Oh, fine, thanks. How you doing?
So can you believe this? We're going to be walking into the St. Bernard's Monastery here in Cullman, Alabama, and this right here is the Abbey Church, where the monks come and pray 4 times a day. And up here ahead, come with me, is Brother Andrew. Hi, Brother Andrew.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So, how old are you?
I'm 21.
And are you a full-fledged monk?
No, I'm a novice.
What does that mean?
That means I'm just a beginner. I came here about a year ago, and I have about 6 more months to go before I take vows.
So, you're so young, and you really want to do this, you're sure?
Sure, yeah. Still going through the conversion process, or discernment process, making sure this is what I want to do. And, I have another 6 months to decide, and then I'll take triennial vows, which are for 3 years. And the 5 vows that we take are poverty, chastity, obedience, conversion of morals, and stability. And poverty, chastity, and obedience are pretty self-explanatory. The stability is we stay here, we vow ourselves to stay at this community. And the conversion of morals, we vow ourselves to conversion of life.
And what happens here?
Well, these right over here, these two big wooden things, those are the choir stalls. That's where we pray 4 times a day. And this here is the altar where we have Mass every day. And the Blessed Sacrament Chapel over here. I'm not sure if you can see or not.
Yes, great. So tell me about what happens now, where you're going now.
Well, I'm on my way to morning prayer. We'll go in and join the monks. We're already praying.
And they're chanting.
Yeah.
Tell me about the chanting, the significance of that.
Well, the Gregorian chant goes back to the time of Pope Gregory the Great. And it was just a style of writing down the music that the monks sung.
So what happens if you mess up while you're chanting?
Well, you're supposed to touch your lips with your finger. That's to show humility, that you're not stuck on yourself, I guess, and messing up.
So you've reprimanded yourself?
Right. They used to go out and lay out in front of everybody, but we don't do that anymore.
So come with me, Laurie. Going through these gates to find where Andrew goes and actually does his morning prayer. It's through these doors, right? Are we allowed to come in? Okay. Go ahead. Don't enter the room. Okay.
Oh, you can't go in there.
You can enter.
Okay. Okay, we have to be quiet.
We can be loud, though, Tom.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. You know, I realize I'm 1 for 5 on those vows.
Yeah.
Like one of our productions.
Did you know that this abbey was built in 1891, and it initially had 7 monks. 1892, they started their first classes.
They're down to, they went up to about 153, I think, at one point, and now they're back down to only 40 monks, so they're kind of in the recruiting mode, I would think.
I'd be interested to know how they feel about some of their brothers getting on the Billboard charts with the Gregorian chant.
Oh, really? I know.
Yeah.
Can Suzanne still hear us? Is she there? Probably.
Maybe she can go outside.
Okay, all right.
We can be loud.
I had to be quiet. We can't talk in there. But just so that you know, when we come back, we're going to see what happens after the morning prayer here in the life of a monk.
Terrific. It'd be interesting to see what they do all day. And try to find out how they feel about some of their brothers being on the top 40 Billboard charts with the chant.
Seriously?
I'll ask them.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm not kidding. She thinks it's a joke, but it's not. Tom?
I was just marveling at how many of them seem to have the same posture that many of our gang here, the crew, has. Get a shot of some of our crew. Because when we come into the apartment at about 6:10 to get ready, a lot of them are like this. Too. So I'm wondering.
They're praying. They're praying.
What's that?
They're praying.
They're praying, yeah. There's been many a show we've all dropped to our knees. Let's get some words to live by from our own resident philosopher, Bob Keeshan, Captain Kangaroo.
One of the symptoms of the approaching nervous breakdown is the belief that one's work is terribly important and that to take a holiday would bring all kinds of disaster.
That's the Ted Baxter syndrome, too. It's like, no, I can't take a vacation because then the replacement might be better than me. Eddie Layton, longtime New York Yankees organist and the only person to play for the Rangers, the Knicks, and the Yankees, here with us during the baseball strike to make sure we're not baseball music deprived. Eddie, can you give us a rousing song to the commercial break? As I tell folks, the director, Richard Benjamin, is with us. We'll also talk about the importance of calcium in your diet and smart questions you can ask on a job interview, all coming up as Breakfast Time continues.
At FX, FX, we know it isn't easy being rich.
Must have been terribly expensive.
You know, all those fancy parties, trouble with the servants.
That you are rude, petty, and insubordinate.
Yeah, right. If I were rich, I'd buy a really big TV to watch FX on. And I'd have a gorgeous ex-wife who wants to destroy me. I'd have backstabbing friends and really spoiled kids, but that's okay because, hey, I'm really rich. Hey, wait, maybe good-looking is good enough. Dynasty, weeknights exclusively on FX. Because it isn't easy being rich.
There's something really special and unique about cats, and this is the magazine for people who understand that.
Cat Fancy is the magazine for people who love cats. For over 25 years, cat lovers have been informed and entertained through the pages of Cat Fancy.
You just learn so much about everything from what to ask your vet to how to cure litter box problems.
There's tips on training, behavior, interaction with other pets, even cat psychology.
Now I understand why my cat does some of the things she does. My daughter and I have subscribed for 6 years now, and I wouldn't miss an issue.
Every month, Cat Fancy brings you a delightful free poster, as well as fascinating articles about memorable cats and the people they love.
Some of the articles make me laugh, and some of them make me cry. And many give me information about my cat that I just wouldn't find anywhere else.
Just seems like when you want to know something, they have it in the very next issue.
It's a joy to read Cat Fancy every month. My friends think so, too.
Now, you can share this enjoyment by subscribing to Cat Fancy and get 12 informative, entertaining issues for only $17.70. You save half off the newsstand price. And what's more, your subscription includes free membership in Cat Lovers of America, with great benefits like a monthly club news bulletin and an ID card that entitles you to special discounts.
So I asked this guy, how does this valve silence work? And he doesn't tell me anything.
You know, Tropical Storm Bill, I'm surprised they didn't call it Tropical Storm Bob, really, when you think about it.
I'm not allowed to use my name. It's a copyright thing.
Get out of here. Tropical Storm Beryl is making its way across the southwest, and it's going to dump a lot of rain down there today. And if you want to know how to stay dry, I mean, we've all had those flimsy umbrellas turn inside out. It's a mess. If you want to know how to stay dry, just stick with us. We're going to take you across the streets of Madison Square Park, where Gwen McGee has all the latest in rain gear and simulated rain, too. Gwen?
Hello, Lori. Yes, you know, August is the month of rainstorms, and because of that, we're going to find out what the best umbrellas are for you. Patricia, my dear. Patricia? Excuse me, call it. Patricia, you're on camera now. What I want you to do is take that little umbrella and go get wet. Go on in, girl. Use those resistance. She's got a little umbrella. Doesn't look like it's working so well. But, Patricia, you're getting wet, right, sweetie? Hi, Patricia, you're getting wet, right? You're getting wet. How this is not working?
Yes, this is not working very well.
We have a savior here in Phil. Phil, why don't you come on out here with that big old umbrella? It's powerful. It looks good. Save Patricia. Let's see if that one's better for you. Okay, so basically 2 of you can fit under here, even 3. So if you want a little umbrella, you just might as well know it's not going to do you any good. Let's come out, folks. Spencer, I need you, darling. I want you to get wet. Come on. Nobody's paying attention out of here. Spencer, you're on. Come here, sweetheart. You model you. I want you to pivot yourself into the rain with your James Brown Bond-type umbrella.
This one says it opens and closes automatically, whether you want it to or not.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Do it quickly, Spencer. No, don't be scared of the water. Oh, we haven't. Put it up. Spencer.
Technical difficulties day here on FX.
Let it go, Spencer. Let it go. Again. Let it go. Hold up. Let it go. Let it go. Take mine. See if it works. Okay? Go into the water, Spencer. Model, pivot, turn. Look good. Is it keeping you dry? That's the question.
So, Gwen, what are we looking at here? What are we looking for when we look for rain gear?
We're testing to see if it's a big umbrella that you need or if it's a small umbrella. The reason why we're doing it because we're going to be caught in a storm probably pretty soon. Okay, so that works pretty good. Is there another umbrella standing by as we walk away? So we know that this one is nice and cute, but does it keep you dry? That's the thing. We got another umbrella standing by that Phil's supposed to be bringing up. We got a giant one that Phil has here, and I'll test this one. It's a Leighton king-size deluxe manual. Looks like it can keep me dry. Patricia, will you come in, please? Let's see if we can keep 2 people dry. Come on, Phil, come on in. Let's go for 3 people. We got it. Yes, Tom.
Was this segment thought up by somebody who spent too much time at Woodstock this weekend?
You know what? I think so. But given the circumstances, I think I did all right. Okay, 3 people, and we're out of here. back to you. Come on down and get
They're
wet.
amazingly mud-free.
They are amazingly mud-free. Thank you, Glenn. We'll think of something more substantial for you next time, we promise. And here's something a little more substantial for your mind. A look at today's news with Tom.
Although, Lori, I think I might have a use for that rain machine later in the show. Here's some of the stories we're following for you. Senate Majority Leader George Mitchell is challenging Republicans to vote on the amendments to his health care bill by this evening. Mitchell says if they don't, he'll keep the Senate in continuous session, and that means Republicans would have to debate the measure without a break. NASA is counting down until the next space shuttle launch. This Thursday at 6:54 a.m., Endeavour is scheduled to take off from Cape Canaveral in Florida. Endeavour will be on a 10-day mission that will use powerful radar to survey the Earth's environment. In the minor leagues, as we mentioned, Michael Jordan is on the bench for a while after straining his left shoulder. Jordan's doctor says the outfielder for the Birmingham Barons hurt himself when he dove for a fly ball last Friday. The doctor says he'll reevaluate Jordan in a week and decide if he can play. And James Caan, the actor, is in drug rehabilitation. Yesterday, his publicist revealed Caan had been in rehab for over 2 weeks now. Caan's publicist won't say what treatment center the actor is at or what drug is involved. Lori?
Well, we certainly wish him well, that's
Indeed.
for sure. He's got a movie that he's starting filming pretty soon, so hopefully he'll be out and ready for that. Jim, what's the weather like today?
Well, you know, actually, I was thinking about this baseball strike thing, and I thought, hey, maybe these games should be rained out anyway. So these are the areas where it would have been okay to play baseball today, all right? And actually, Florida, too, would be good. So these would be the only good areas to play baseball anyway. Let's look at those high temperatures. Well, as you can see, though, it would be warm in St. Louis, but kind of looks like perfect baseball weather everywhere. And that's the weather.
You know, if you look at the meld of the 90s as a Rorschach test, it looks like almost two people kissing. Did you see that?
Let's go back to
that.
Yes. Do you know who the two people are?
She's got a ponytail, and he's Beavis from Beavis
You know,
and Butthead.
No, it's Bugs Bunny. It's Bugs Bunny and Beavis.
It is. And that's the kind of heightened reality we're going to give you here on Breakfast Time, basically. Coming up, we've heard for years that women need more calcium in their diet. Dr. Ron Hoffman is going to tell us whether that is true or not. We also have director Richard Benjamin joining us, so please stay tuned.
How close are Jonathan and Jennifer Hart?
Jonathan, go to the bathroom.
I don't have to go to the bathroom.
Yes, you do.
Feel the closeness on Heart to Heart. Weeknights on FX.
How tough are kid-safe lenses from Pearl Vision? They'll stand up to the roughest players around. Kids. Impact-resistant kid-safe lenses at Pearl.
Couple things to remember. One, never tell your real age. And two, any salad's better with Bacos. There'll be more, but that's a start.
New improved Bacos makes every bite better.
Like any fine recipe, making TV Fresh Daily has its special ingredients.
Beautiful FX Studios.
First, you need fresh faces throughout your day, getting you involved.
Hey, it's live TV.
You need the right mix of new shows to popular favorites.
Yes, we're going to have to get this one 2 snaps up in a circle.
And always delivered with a personal touch. Whether you want a whole show or just a bite of news, FX always has a fresh batch ready for you. FX TV, made fresh daily. What is sound effects?
Come in close, sir. I can explain it for you now.
It's not boring.
Janet Jackson, she's actually the only trouble-free Jackson.
It's not predictable.
Where Matt found this CD is a mystery to me.
It is irreverent.
David Koresh always wanted to be a rock and roll star. That never worked out, so he became a cult leader.
It is fresh.
Tell us what's on your mind.
It is Sound Effects, the show that covers the hits, the misses, and the music mix in between. A lot more than just video and news.
Breaking all the rules.
Live and kicking, weeknights at 11. Sound Effects, only on FX.
Welcome back to Breakfast Time, the morning show with all the information.
Need a little life in your morning?
Welcome back to Sound Effects, the show all about the best.
Looking for something live to keep you awake at night? Well, search no more, because FX is on when you are. We've got what you need day, night, and in between, with our live hosts, new shows, and popular favorites. And we'll always be there, whenever you need us most. FX, day and night.
Dorothy Parker was right. The wetsuit is cute, but the slicker is quicker. Or was that Fetz Parker? Or Susie Parker? The Parker brothers?
You're there.
Richard Benjamin is here with us, reading the morning paper.
Hi.
This isn't the actual interview. This is just sort of the hi, how are you, glad you're here.
How can you tell the difference?
Well, there'll be more blatant plugs for your movie and things like that in the actual...
Blatant, I like.
I just invited you to come out and join me for a Rain Machine segment, and
I heard what it was, and I remembered I had something else to do. I forgot.
Imagine that.
He's washing his hair later. Well, we'll talk again.
Okay.
All right. He was very nice about, basically telling me to get lost.
Tom Laurie, quick! Spencer got the umbrella open, quick!
Can we take the video?
See, let's go back to that segment, shall we?
Yeah.
Jim, what's the word of the day?
The word of the day is Assyrians.
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 And what does that mean?
In a word, greed. It's greed. And it's a handy word now because, for instance, you could talk about the baseball strike and call it a struggle between the rapacity of the owners and the Assyrians of the players. And a word like Assyrians always comes in handy, like we're talking about a lawyer story. So if O.J. comes up, there you go. You can talk about, also, you are Assyrian if you're greedy.
Okay.
Good enough. We'll be
And
plugging
remember,
that in twice or three
most
times.
Assyrians will not damage fine fabric. That's just something to know.
Is that you or me? I guess it's me first, huh?
Laurie Ron Hoffman, calcium.
Okay. According to the National Osteoporosis Foundation, 24 million Americans suffer from osteoporosis, and that disease is responsible for 1.3 million bone fractures every year. Now, it's an odd thing, that statistic is, considering that it's a very easy disease to avoid. Are you coming with me? Just being a gentleman. It's an easy disease to avoid if you supplement your diet with enough calcium. Here to tell us how is Dr. Ron Hoffman and friend.
Right.
Hi, Ron. Who's your friend?
Isn't this a staff member who had the tofu omelet the other day?
Yeah, that's right. And hasn't eaten since, quite frankly. So first of all, what is osteoporosis?
Well, osteoporosis is thinning of the bones, particularly in a few crucial areas. Women are particularly vulnerable to this. They have it far more often than men because of menopause and because they have thinner bones to begin with. But typically it occurs in the spine. These are the bones of the back that support the body. It also occurs in this critical area, which is the hip bone, right where my finger is here. This is a common place where the bones get fractured because they thin.
Does that explain a lot of broken hips in older people?
Exactly, and it can happen with just very little impact. Just walking off a curb, you can break your hip.
Wow.
And then if you fall forward, these bones may thin, and you'll have a common type of fracture of the wrist, which occurs.
Why does menopause cause osteoporosis? Why does that?
Loss of hormones may be associated with bone thinning. Okay. We also believe that calcium is an important factor here. And
as a supplement?
Yeah, as a supplement, but also as a dietary factor, because the vast majority of women particularly, but also men, get less calcium than they need. This according to surveys.
Right. Well, how much is enough calcium?
Well, that's actually controversial. Actually, the government has upgraded its estimate of the amount of calcium that is necessary. They first said that it was such and such a level. Now they're saying that pregnant women need 1,500 milligrams of calcium, pregnant women and nursing women. Also, women after menopause need 1,500 milligrams of calcium.
Now, if you put that in perspective, how many glasses of milk would that be?
That would be about the equivalent of 3 glasses of milk, or 5 glasses of milk, or 5 servings of yogurt per day. But that's a lot.
If you're lactose intolerant, that's not a good
Exactly.
thing.
And so here's some other sources of calcium. Kale is very good. Now, kale is not a salad ingredient. It needs to be cooked. It can be sautéed with olive oil and garlic. It's very good. This is collard greens. You can also get these frozen.
Very rich in calcium?
Very rich in calcium. Each serving has a lot of calcium, about 200 milligrams. Broccoli is an unexpected source of calcium. This is cheese, which is in the form of ricotta cheese.
Oh, that would smell.
Yeah. And this is... right. It's not the... Right.
Ron's a little ripe today.
Right. It's the skeleton. Sardines are an excellent source of calcium because what you have is you have the bones inside there.
Right.
So the bones are a source of calcium. So is salmon, but canned salmon is particularly good. Tofu is a good source of calcium. Yeah, because it has a lot of calcium in it. And this is an unexpected source. Sesame, which is present here in tahini, which is a spread, and you can also put this in hummus, which is a good spread. If you need supplements, well, here's actually a supplemented form of
before you get
orange
this,
juice.
how much of this would you have to eat to get your recommended daily dosage?
It's a good idea to incorporate about 6 or 7 servings of calcium-rich food per day.
Okay.
Milk is more rich in calcium than other things.
Right.
This is calcium-fortified orange juice. It has a little extra calcium. You read the label, and that's added in there. For some people, they don't have enough, so you can use the calcium that's present in this liquid calcium. Here's calcium wafers, the different forms here. Here's one of my favorites, which is it's instant calcium in a fizzy.
Instant?
Yeah, you just add it to water.
Water, and what does it taste like? Probably great.
We're going to try some. Hey.
We are?
How about that?
Okay, we're going to wrap this up. So is there anything while I try this, is there anything in...
Yeah, one thing that's important to mention is that even young women need a fairly large amount of calcium because they need to prevent osteoporosis
I think it's a
before
good
it happens.
habit to get into starting early in life.
Yeah,
too.
800 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium, even for younger women, is important.
Okay, Dr. Ron, thank you very much. Cheers, gang. Tom?
For your health.
How's it taste?
Tastes like fizzy grape Kool-Aid. Not bad.
Cool.
A little shock in it.
Josh Kaplan is here with us. He's the producer of Good Day L.A., and it's good to have you with us.
It's nice to
have you visiting. You know, you just asked the one question that will stump anyone here.
What's your format?
Exactly. I have no idea, but if you figure it out, you tell us.
Time to play what's your format?
That's right. Eddie Layton is here. How about this for a treat? All during the baseball strike, no matter how many years it lasts, Eddie Layton, longtime organist for the New York Yankees, is here with us, giving us that baseball flavor that we miss here. Is this day 6 of the strike now? Day 6 of the 8th baseball strike. Those whiny little millionaires are all out peeing and moaning. Good to have you. Good to have you here with us, Eddie. This is a treat. It really is.
It's just marvelous to be back here again. I've got to tell you, so many people in the studio this morning asked me about the message on this nautical tie that I have. For, I own a boat. And you know what this says? It says, engine, stop, send, booze.
Send booze?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
exactly
that's
what it
our
is.
format, John. That's our format. When all else fails, send booze. Let's go to John Davis now. He is in Schenectady, New York, at the Twin Rivers Textile Printing Company. This is a real success story. This business started very small, didn't it, John?
It started very small, Tom. It started 20 years ago in the basement of a man's home. All right, let me show you something. He started hand painting scarves, all right? These are some of his scarves. They're like 20 years old, and he's an artist, and he started hand painting these. Look at these things. And these scarves in the basement of his home evolved into this major manufacturing company. Tom, I just want you to know, this might be an original Woodstock scarf, but basically, here's the man. His name is Charlie Contumpassis, and it will be the first and the last time I try to pronounce your name. Charlie, now, the thing is, you started in the basement of your parents' home doing everything by hand, and now you produce 100 miles of fabric a week, right?
That's right, 100 miles a week, right? And we started by hand. After I hand painted, we hand printed for a number of years in Cohoes, New York. And it was there that we really learned how to combine the technologies of fabric and color to get a yard of printed fabric.
Okay, so it's a combination of art, business, and science.
Right.
Look at this, Tom. Check this out. This is the plain material up here, all right? And this is the process that it goes through. As you come down, you can see each one of these screens lays out a different color. And as you see, it gets added and added. Now, Charlie, you did this by hand originally.
Originally, we used to do this by hand. That's really where we learned the art to fabric printing. And it's the marriage of fabric to color. Your print is only as good as the integrity of both components. And fortunately for us, Guilford Mills is the world's largest maker of this type of fabric, and we print for them as partners.
John.
The combination of the two add up to being the best in the world.
Yeah, Tom.
How did we go from his parents' basement to this multi-million-dollar textile firm? I mean, what was the middle step?
Okay, what was the middle step between the basement, come on down here, the basement and evolving into this?
Well, we hand printed on long tables in Cohoes. We built long tables 77 yards long, and we would move a screen down the table 1 yard at a time. You know, and that's really, as I said, where we learn the basic ingredients and how to print fabric right.
All right, now I want to show you something. I want you to meet someone who fits into this equation. This is Ernie. This is Charlie's dad. And now you originally told Charlie what?
Charlie is a success today because he didn't listen to his father. And he was printing 1 yard at a time in his mother's cellar. I used to go down and tell him, go and get a job.
Get a real job. And now look at this place. This is the factory. He brought an entire industry to Schenectady. Now check this out. We had them they do custom prints here. So last Thursday, this is Lori, who's the general manager here. Now, Lori, Thursday, our producer hooked up with you and said, print us an FX fabric, right?
That's right, John, yes.
Let's check it out.
Okay, let's see how it looks.
You ready for this, Tom?
Sure.
An FX fabric.
Very nice. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Wow. Today, this is what we have to do. Quick response combined with quality. Get the job done and to be number one.
Look at this. Can you believe this? Look at how each screen lays down a different color. And then when you get to the end, you have FX fabric. Look at that. It's a 4-color print.
John, we all want bathing suits made out of that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You want a bathing suit? Lori, we have something special we're going to make for you out of this. Thank you. See, it just goes to prove that you can start something in the basement of your home and evolve into a multi-million-dollar business. Charlie has 65 employees, and he should have over 100 pretty soon.
Great. Good. What a success story. That's wonderful, John. Thank you very
great?
much. You know, I'm a little embarrassed because the last thing that I did in the basement of my parents' home got me grounded for a month. Let's check the mailbag.
Wait, oh yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Wait, hey, Mr. Postman.
Mr. Postman. Well, can I tell you, if we reach later on the air, you get an FX t-shirt. We'll send it to you quick and speedy.
Or some of that
promise.
fabric.
Or some of that fabric.
We'll give you a yard of that fabric. How about that?
What do you think they're going to do with that?
Who knows?
Send it back to us. This is a great story.
Isn't
You know
this
this
neat?
about this?
We have a family sending us postcards as they travel across country to join us here in the FX department
It's nice.
tomorrow.
They were in Canada, too. They went to Canada's Wonderland, which is the scariest roller coaster probably in
Really?
North America. Yeah.
Is this the Klein family?
The Klein
Is that
family,
right?
the Klein girls, Larissa, Ariel, and Karen.
Are they sisters? Is that the deal?
I would guess.
Oh, mother and two daughters
mother and two
are going to
daughters.
be here
Okay.
tomorrow.
And they're coming to the apartment tomorrow, which is great. Thank you, ladies, so much. And we don't have to mail you your t-shirts. We'll give them to you tomorrow.
Indeed.
Also, we have...
Now, this is a poem from someone in prison. This is
poem
from someone
in prison.
from Arizona State Prison, and it's Randy A. Barker. Could we have a little prison poetry music, Eddie?
I didn't know there was prison poetry music.
Wake up with breakfast time. Time to start your day. A brand new morning show to start you on your way. Of course, he's not going that far. Lori, Tom, the FX gang. Start your day off right. A dash of news, a sprinkle of fun to last all day and night. The world's first living television network on the road each day. Unlike some people. TV with you in mind. What more need I say? From Randy A. Barker in the Arizona State Prison.
Well, so much for rehabilitation.
He'll be the best dressed inmate.
Randy, let us know when you're up for parole.
Yeah.
We'll send a note.
You know, folks, we love to get your letters, we love to get your faxes, we love to get your phone calls, so please continue to do so. Here's Jim to tell you how.
Write to us in the belly of the beast at breakfast time, P.O. Box 824, Madison Square Station, New York, New York, 10159-0824, or fax us at 212-802-4208, or call us at 212-802-4054.
Do you think, I have a question for you. Do you
Yes.
think I blew it by asking Richard Benjamin for a favor before you had a chance to schmooze him during the interview?
Oh, big time. You blew it big time.
All right.
But I'll ask him a favor and we'll make it up for it. Coming up after the break, Richard Benjamin talks about his latest film, Milk Money. Stick around.
Hi, I'm Joanna Gleason. You're watching FX. TV with you in mind.
FX introduces nightly news with a mission in mind.
Hear it under scrutiny.
800 pick ATT.
Your true voice.
Once I built some fabric, made it run. No, I made it so it wouldn't run. No, really, it doesn't run.
Well, we'll put that to the test, won't we? So 3 6th graders pool all their milk money and head to the big city in the quest of seeing a naked lady. On the way, they meet V, lady of the evening, you might say, played by Melanie Griffith. And one of the kids thinks that she would be the perfect wife for his widowed father. So goes the plot of Milk Money, the latest romantic comedy from director Richard Benjamin, the man who has given us my favorite year, The Money Pit, Mermaids, My Stepmother's an Alien, among others. Now, before we meet Richard, here's a look at his latest film.
Dad, this is V. V, this is Dad.
Hello.
Oh. Dad.
What's she doing here?
Her car broke down.
Yeah, but who is she?
She's Brad's new math tutor.
Richard Benjamin, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming by
Pleasure.
today. We really appreciate it. Now, the one thing that hit me, the first thing that hit me about this film is preteen boys, these 3 boys, are obsessed with sex and seeing a naked woman.
Mhm.
Is that true? Is that what they're like?
That's what they're like, and that's what everyone in this room is like, I think.
See, I was a preteen boy, so
Well, just some of the people in the room.
Yeah, and the whole thing about their suburban kids and this big myth of going to the city.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Yeah, I think that kids at that age that's what's on their minds. That's what they're thinking about, and they're trying to figure out what girls want. What's the deal in those feminine brains? You know?
Yeah. Now, the twist on the whole plot is it must have been a thin line you walked, because you have a story about a prostitute who spent some time in the suburbs. But, I mean, it's a family movie, so you really have to
It is a family
really
movie.
show her as a
Yeah,
prostitute.
it's like walking a tightrope, because it really is. It's a PG-13 movie. And
Oh, it
you know-
got a 13, did it?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It could have been PG. You're
I
right.
think so, yeah.
It really, it could have been. I don't know. You never know what they're going to do and why they give you a PG-13.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. There's no language. There's nothing in it really. It's all about love, and hope and stuff. And she gets to change her whole life because of these kids.
I found that the dialogue between these 3 kids was probably some of the most real I've heard.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
Yeah. No, it really rang true.
Yeah.
Did you work with them a lot? Because they were so natural.
Yeah, the kids they're fabulous kids, and they're just real kids. And I auditioned about, I don't know, hundreds of kids for the main part and stuff. And with a kid that age, he was 11 when I cast him. You just kind of roll the dice, and just hope when he gets in front of a camera and everything, he'll be him, you know, instead of going nuts and want to go home.
That's true. I guess I know you must run that risk. Do you miss acting? No, but you were a big actor before you turned into acting.
Thanks. Yeah, I do. I miss it. But once you start doing one of these pictures, it's like going into a tunnel or something. You don't come out for a year and a half. So.
Did you ever think about directing yourself in a film?
I thought about it. I don't know.
Talk about wearing a million hats.
Yeah, I don't know. It's directing is hard. I mean, it's fun, and I'm doing something I really love, but it's hard. I think anybody who finishes a film should get an award.
Just for the completion aspect of it, yeah. Now, you are also going to be starring in, I think it's called Love Letters with your wife.
I am,
Paula Prentice.
yes. We're going to do it up in Williamstown. We've done it before, and it's a great play by A.R. Gurney.
I hate to sound really cynical, but how great that you guys are still together. I mean, this is a Hollywood romance success story that you don't hear much about.
Yeah.
There's the Oscar's Greatest Moments, that
Oh, yes.
videotape. There's this great shot of you two presenting, I think, the 1972 or
Yes,
73 Oscars.
yeah, that's neat. We've been in a few of those. It's very nice when he puts us into that. Yeah.
Do you enjoy working together still after?
Yes, we
all this
do.
time?
Yeah, we've done this play before a few years ago, but we do. I learned with Paula never, ever to criticize her or give her a line reading or anything. Woody Allen says about Paula, it all goes in wrong and it all comes out right.
Well, that's pretty good praise from Woody Allen, I would say. And Milk Money opens, is it this Friday?
It opens on the 31st, but we have a sneak preview across the country on the 20th and on the 27th.
Well, some good luck with it.
Thank you so much, Laurie. Thank you.
Richard Benjamin. Tom?
Indeed. And Love Letters is in Williamstown, is it? Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Great. All right. Laurie's not feeling well today. How you doing right now, Laura?
I'm a little woozy, but I'm
A little
okay.
woozy? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. It occurred to me that there's going to be that time when one of us is just like too darn sick to even be here, to be woozing and wheezing all over America. So since Spencer and Phil are both here, I thought what we do. Did you clean your boot off?
No, I'm still recovering from the rain.
Oh, yeah. I think we all are. Here's the deal. For that inevitable day that I am sick, I can't be here, and one of you guys would be called upon to fill in for me. So what we're going to do... Yeah, right. So to Jim, if we could start the show, and Phil, first of all, Spencer, come on over here with me. Phil, if you would do, the standard thanking Patricia for the warm-up and all that, and then do the walk down the hall promoting what's coming up for the show.
And then where do you go down to the kitchen?
Yeah, you can just keep walking at that point. All right, all right. So it's filling in for Tom because he's deathly ill. Take one.
That's great. All right, Patricia, get down, baby.
The Twin Rivers
Do I have
Textile...
to do it with your accent?
The Twin Rivers Textile Printing Company has been unable to turn off the FX fabric roll, and they're dumping it in a field in upstate New York, and hundreds of thousands of people have been gathering around it and singing songs of peace, work, and love. Continuous updates on Breakfast Time with Laurie Hebert and Tom Bergeron. And Phil Kogan.
Thank you very much.
And Phil Kogan.
What a disastrous day, but hey, we're going to make the day a lot better, aren't we, Patricia? And hasn't Patricia doing a wonderful job? Is that right? Yay. Big round of applause. Isn't that what you normally say, Tom? Big round of applause. Turn around here. We're going to walk down. Thank you very much. And we're catching up with you very soon.
Here are your notes.
Oh, you actually have notes when you go down here. Do I read these things? One more important thing to remember.
Make up any guess,
Tell you what, I'm
Phil,
just going to make
guess.
it up. We're going to be walking down here this morning, and welcome to you. Tom, do you normally walk very fast?
Talk to the puppet.
Oh, Bob, good morning to you.
Oh, Phil.
This is one thing that Tom never did.
Oh, Phil, just...
I'm sorry.
Phil,
All right, come back for take two. He hit the puppet. He's out of it.
That's
come on back here.
Yeah,
come on back, Mike. Mike. All right, let's
leave your
redress the set.
headshots, Phil.
Redress the set, Spencer, if you take that position, please. All right, Phil eliminated from the competition for whacking Bob right in the chops. Okay.
Too much sex and violence.
All right, it has to be done. I know, but not on camera. All right, Tom's real sick. Spencer's filling in. Take two.
We've already stepped on Patricia Moreno.
When this whole world starts getting me down and people are just too much for me to take, I climb way up to the top of the world and all my cares just drift right into space, up on the roof. Then all these people start yelling, jump, jump. New York City, live, Breakfast Time with Laurie Hibbert and Spencer Garbett.
That's right. Good morning. Thank you, Patricia Moreno, and the rest of the Spandex Rangers. And I just stepped on your foot, so I obviously have no rhythm, so...
But we're not surprised. We knew that about you.
No surprises whatsoever. We have a wonderful show for you. My ad-libs, please. Ooh, and they come in. To walk down our daily walk, we have Laurie and Richard, and we have Bugs Bunny on the show today, actually, with the rest of the Looney Tuners with us there. How are you? And we're moving through here. Nope.
Say hello to Bob.
Spencer.
Oh, Bob.
Spencer, are you willing to work nude?
No. Are you?
Yes.
We'll have to shave some of that hair, though, I think.
Spencer, we have Mike. We have time for just one more quickly.
Okay.
One more quickly. Just one more. Patricia, back here. All right. Jim, surprise fill-in guest. Hit the open. Take three.
Well, what do you think when you see something like welcome carved into your lawn in the morning? Do you think it's your house has been turned into a reception center for an alien landing strip? I don't think so. What you think is you're watching FX. You're watching Breakfast Time. It's live. It's made fresh daily. It's Breakfast Time with Laurie Hibbert and a surprise guest host, Richard Benjamin.
Hi. Well, welcome to Breakfast Time. We just finished doing something, haven't we? Yeah. Did we work out?
We were really good.
Was it good?
It was good.
Good, great. Well, let's walk down here.
Oh, you want me to come with
Sure,
you?
come on with me.
Okay.
Over here we have a room. Here's some people. This is easy, Tom. Anybody can do that. There's no problem. Here's a room over here. Looks like a bathroom. Here's some more rooms. Oh, there's a thing. That looks great, too. And Laurie's over here. This is great, Tom. Anybody can do this. No problem at all. And now we'll spend a few hours reading the newspaper.
This was a bad idea. Blowing my cover was a bad idea. Thanks so much.
Show has so much more direction now. I don't.
Quite a scam you got going here.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. You're not supposed to blow the cover. It's supposed to look like it.
stop crime from taking over your neighborhood.
FX wants you to take a stand.
While police officers can't be everywhere, neighbors working with the law make the strongest crime-fighting team around. Form your own team by organizing a neighborhood watch. Contact your local police department and find out how you can bring your neighbors together. Don't wait to take action. Be part of the solution.
Stop the anger and neighborhood destruction. Take a stand.
Why settle for half a workout on an ordinary treadmill when you can get a superior total body workout? Introducing the incredible new WalkFit from Nordic Track. Unlike ordinary treadmills, WalkFit's unique design lets you exercise your upper body and lower body at the same time. You get a fast, effective total body workout that burns up to 1,000 calories per hour. Whether your goal is to lose weight, tone muscles, or relieve stress, you can do it all with the WalkFit Total Body Treadmill from Nordic Track. Clinical tests show you can burn up to 79% more calories than with ordinary treadmills, up to 1,000 calories per hour. The unique upper body motion and lower body resistance actually results in a 53% greater cardiovascular workout than with ordinary treadmills. And WalkFit has no motor. It's safe and easy to use. Unlike motorized treadmills, you control the pace. There's no herky-jerky starts and stops. The WalkFit has separate resistance settings for arms and legs, so you can design a workout that's right for you. With its quality oak construction and sturdy 14-gauge steel poles, WalkFit is really built to last. And you get a 30-day in-home trial and 2-year limited warranty. It's easy to enjoy Nordic Track's WalkFit in your own home.
Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Calling this number right now could be the best thing you'll ever do for yourself. Nordic Track is America's leading fitness company, and we have a fitness solution that's right for you. So call now for a free video and brochure.
You know regular total body exercise combined with a sensible diet helps you burn more calories so you can lose weight safely and keep it off. Why wait a minute longer? Call our toll-free number now and receive a free information-packed video and full-color brochure showing how you can get started on an exercise program you'll really enjoy and stick with. Don't settle for half a workout when you can get the superior total body workout you've always wanted with WalkFit. From America's #1 fitness company, Nordic Track. Call today. After all, it's from Nordic Track.
Craving a road trip? FX is on the road every day. When you're on the road with FX, you never know where we'll take you.
We're going to head to Miami coming up later in the show.
What you'll see?
We are going to be in San Francisco tomorrow, and we are going to talk to a man who has the world's largest collection of tin toys.
Or what you'll hear.
And we're telling you about music not only from around the corner, from around the world.
Buckle up. We're road tripping. FX, on the road every day.
You know, Kennesaw Mountain Landis said, the only thing in anybody's mind now is to make baseball what millions of fans throughout the United States want it to be. Why don't they make a guy like that commissioner? I mean, he's the guy that took care of the Black Sox scandal, which I understand Tom is still involved with. Now more breakfast time with Laurie Hibbert and Tom Bergeron.
Well, I will be involved in a little sock scandal later this hour.
Later on, you will indeed. We're going to have put the canine cop to the test. He's going to sniff one of Tom's socks. We're going to hide the other one and see if he can find it. Oh, and by the way, your whole auditioning people to watch whenever you're away, I get to do that.
Oh, that's
my rule.
Okay.
I haven't even checked with anybody.
Can I mention, yesterday on the show, we were giving away the FX shirt, as always, during the mailbag segment, and you said, wouldn't it be nice if there were a breakfast time
T-shirt, yeah.
Can we shoot Peter Feynman over here? With the camera, I mean. Our executive producer wearing the brand new, is this a prototype, Peter? Is this the only one? The only one, the breakfast time T-shirt.
It needs work.
You know what? The only problem is Richard Benjamin's name is on the back as host. That's the problem.
Fresh squeezed toast.
Oh, there you go. Very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Very cool.
Very nice.
Coming up this hour, we have Anthony Kennedy Shriver. He runs a nonprofit organization called Best Buddies.
Now, you know this organization.
I know this organization very well. It's a terrific cause, and we're thrilled to have him on the show. We really are.
Also, if you're watching us because basically you're out of work and don't have any place to go today, we're going to have a segment on the best way to approach a job interview.
And you may be surprised at what you learned there. I was certainly surprised when I read the stuff on it.
All right.
Okay, I have news coming up, and I'll see you in a bit.
Very good. And first now we go across the country to say hello again to our correspondent. Suzanne Wong is in Coleman, Alabama, standing outside the St. Bernard Got it right this time. St. Bernard Abbey, where there wasn't a whole lot of talking going on last time. Are they done with there are about 40 monks there, is that right?
That's right, and they pray 4 times a day, Tom. And when we come back, we're going to actually go inside the living quarters of one of these monks. I've been reading from the Rule of St. Benedict. This is the code of ethics that they live by. And I thought it was interesting that, you know how people consider that monks live this very severe, harsh, difficult lifestyle? Yeah. If you consider the history, when these rules were enforced, what was going on then, monks lived better than the peasants did because they were guaranteed clothing, food, and shelter. And when we come back, we're going to see a contemporary monastery of 1994.
Because they're in there playing Twister right now, aren't they?
I hope not. I'm bad at that.
Yeah, okay. And now we go to Schenectady, New York, where absolutely miles of fabric with the FX logo have just been spilling onto their factory floor at Twin Rivers Textile Printing Company. John, good morning again.
Good morning, Tom. We found out a little bit about the success story of this guy who started this incredible business in the basement of his father and mother's house. But look at this. This is some of the fabric that they produce, and this stuff, this is for bathing suits mainly. And you see these things in almost all of the stores that you see in suburban malls. But before it gets to this process, there's a lot of art that goes into this. All of these prints start out as paintings. So we're going to kind of check out the artistic process and talk with Charlie again and his lead artist to find out how a painting becomes a bathing suit.
But more to the point, John, a number of the guys here have been asking, are we going to see the bikini model again?
Yeah. Yes, we will see the bikini model again.
All righty. And right now we're going to take a look at today's top stories.
Thanks, Tom. In the news today, the notorious terrorist Carlos the Jackal is in a courtroom in France. Authorities say Carlos claims to have killed 83 people around the world, including 11 Israeli athletes in the Munich Olympics in 1972. He was arrested in France yesterday. A new study is suggesting getting laid off can make people violent. The research indicates people who have been fired in the last year, were 6 times as likely to admit violent behavior as those who kept their jobs. The study was recently published in the journal Hospital and Community Psychiatry. Promoters of Woodstock 94 say they expect to make a profit even though about 150,000 people went to the show for free. Promoters say about 200,000 tickets were sold at $135 a piece, and they're still waiting for the final numbers of people who watched the event on pay-per-view dollars for $50 a piece. Tom?
The statistic about people being laid off, it's that segment later this hour could be helpful in that regard.
Exactly, so stay tuned if you're one of those people.
That's right. Okay. We're what is it you tell me? Information.
Definitely.
Okay, and now, weather.
I don't have time to give all the information now, but these are where the thunder showers are, and there's like a little strip here. And now let's look at the high temperatures. Let's look at those high temperatures. Okay, and there we go, and everybody thinks it's Bart Simpson kissing a bunny, and that's the weather.
I think it's like Beavis or Butthead, it looks more like.
I think so, too.
Eddie Layton, for 27 seasons, the organist for the New York Yankees, our special guest during the baseball strike. What do you miss most about not playing at the ballpark?
I need some help here. This is what I miss.
Charge!
Once more.
Charge!
Okay.
Funny, I heard that at Macy's the other day.
Charge. Yes, I got it.
Yeah.
Now I got to tell you something, Tom and Laurie. All of us, I think everybody watching the show right now and yourself, you have stereo systems at home. Yeah. And usually, right across the country, you have 20, 30, 50, 100 watts of power in your stereo system. At Yankee Stadium, the organ and the public address system has 50,000 watts. So if I want to, they can hear me on the George Washington Bridge. Wow. And one day, about 3 years ago, the Yankees put in a new sound system, all brand new speakers, woofers, and tweeters. And I came in early one day to test the equipment. And while I was playing, George Steinbrenner came out of his office, and he said, "Eddie, move over." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Get up from the organ bench." I did so, and he sat down. And I said, "What happened?" He went through my music, and he put the music up on the music rack, and would you believe that the man played perfectly?
Really?
He reads music, he had the right hand on the upper keyboard and the lower keyboard and the feet for the pedal notes.
Steinbrenner's going to mean woofer.
So,
And
But
we don't
nonetheless,
talk about his
I
tweeter.
said, George, I've been here for so many years. I've never heard myself. Could you do a favor for me and play the organ for about 5 minutes? Let me walk around third base or first base. And he did so. I came back into the organ booth. He said, Eddie, what do you think of my playing? I looked up at him, and he looked at me, and I said, well, George, you're fired.
Yeah, I said that to Rupert Murdoch, too. That's why Richard Benjamin's going to be hosting. Could you play us to break?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
Coming up on Breakfast Time, Angie Kennedy Shriver talks about Best Buddies and
more.
Okay.
I have no idea.
One host with a host of perspectives.
You go back and forth on the beta-carotenes. One study says one thing, one study says the other.
Under Scrutiny with Jane Wallace, only on FX.
Let yourself feel how you want to feel. 1-800-94-JENNY. We're right here by your side and we're for real. 1-800-94-JENNY.
Call 1-800-94-JENNY today and lose 20 pounds for $20. Jenny Craig, you won't just lose, you'll win.
You won't just lose, you'll win. 1-800-94-JENNY. 1-800-94-JENNY.
It's the gang from FX with the answer to the call of the road.
We're going to go and talk to the people in this country who matter.
Let's roll, Cato.
Everybody.
No matter how you're getting there or where your fantasies take you, FX will be on the road for you. We'll be exploring what's in your neighborhood and everybody else's with the rest of the country. Whether you're in search of live shows or popular favorites, FX has got the answer to the call of the road.
Come out on the road with me. We're going to have some fun.
Around the world and back snap.
FX, on the road every day.
Igor, I think I'm getting something.
You could be up there.
Igor, more!
This is FX. Well, we'll bring you the world at the top of this hour.
Do you see it, Master?
Talk to us. We're live.
I'm alive! Alive!
Gorgeous weather, except for an unusual electrical storm in the small town.
Tell me what's happened.
Sylvania, Utah. We go now live to our remote crew to get the lowdown.
FX is the world's first living television network. FX is TV with you in mind, and Backchat is just one of the ways we do that.
Dear FX, I've been wanting to write you for a while now. I just got to tell you, I love your program. I have 2 questions. 1, on Mission Impossible, how many times does Jim Phelps' tape self-destruct? And 2, what's the best way a viewer can send in questions or comments about something they've seen on your network? Keep up the good work. Sincerely yours, Joni De Silva.
Well, Joni, the answer to your second question is Backchat. Every night at 12:30 a.m., FX concludes its programming day with a show that you, the viewer, writes. There are 3 ways to reach us. You can call us at 212-802-4102 or fax us at 212-802-4205, and we'll answer your questions on the air. Or you can write us just like you did at this address. Get in touch with Backchat and we'll tell the world what you think and what you want to know about FX. Like the fact that Jim's tape self-destructs 168 different times. One for each episode made of Mission Impossible. Backchat and you. A great late-night conversation every night, only on FX.
Any similarities between our weather map and Beavis and or Butthead is purely coincidental. Void where prohibited by law.
We're here at the corner of Broadway and 26th Street in New York City, here in the ballroom of the FX department. Right now we're going to Schenectady. And John Davis, who joins us this morning at the Twin Rivers Textile Printing Company, a multi-million-dollar business started in the owner's parents' basement years ago, and is quite the success story. John, good morning again.
Good morning, Tom. Now, we talked to Charlie earlier. Look at this. What we're going to do is we're going to find out about the artistry that goes into fabric making. Look at this. This is some of the paint that they're going to use to colorize the fabric. Oh, yeah. Now that's going to be lovely, huh? That's for a school bus colored bathing suit, I believe. Now we also, as we met earlier, Charlie's running away from me. Now he's camera shy. I don't know what the deal is. This is Charlie Contempassus. I said it again. I said it right. Now, you started out as an artist. Right. And it's really the artistry that intrigues you about this, right?
I don't think that this is a job. I think it's a cultural event. That's what I think textile printing is.
Look at this. I mean, it's really interesting, Tom, when you look at the different ways that they have to add color to the fabric. And look at this white stuff. Boy, that's interesting. Now, is that goop or what's that?
That's goop. That's real goop, yes.
Goop.
And that thickens it, right?
That's right. It thickens it so it doesn't run too much. It's one of the controlling elements is the thickness of the color.
Okay, now, Tom, the thing is, Charlie started out as an artist. He went to Pratt
Oh, they're running for
Institute.
cover there.
But now that he has become a big business, he has other artists who help design his stuff. This is Rodolfo. Rodolfo, how are you? Now, Rodolfo is the man who does the original artwork that becomes a bathing suit. Now, Rodolfo, this is essentially a painting.
This is a painting that is done in the studio in New York at Guilford Mills. And this painting then is interpreted by the engraver. The colors are sent to the plant here to Charlie. And Charlie produces with Paul, our chemist here, the fabric that we actually end up printing. This is
okay.
See, there you
And
go.
what's interesting...
John, there you go. Better bikinis through chemistry.
That's right. And we need better bikinis, don't we, Tom? See, the thing is, it's interesting because he started off thinner bikinis, smaller bikinis is what we need. He started off with this, and then this is the way it was printed.
Correct.
The steaming...
The steaming and the drying produces and develops the color into a brighter garment like this one here, which makes it look younger.
And look at this. This is one of Rodolfo's designs. Now, Rodolfo, when you look at this, what goes through your mind when you realize that was originally a painting and now people all over the world...
It's amazing. Like Charlie and I always share this, that you know, how incredible it is to see it on paper and then convert it into a bright bathing suit that eventually gets to the beach.
All right. So, as you can see, it all starts with a bit of art and a bit of creative ingenuity with Charlie here. Charlie, you got to be pretty proud of this place, huh?
Sure, I am very, very proud. I think we all are. We all share in it here. It's teamwork that makes this place work.
All right, and we're going to check out what we're doing with our FX fabric at the end of the show.
Good. All right. Well,
we have something for you too, Tom.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Okay. Thanks, John. Teamwork is a cornerstone of how they get things done at the Twin Rivers Textile Printing Company in Schenectady, and teamwork is also the cornerstone for our next special guest program as well. Right, Lauren?
Absolutely, Tom. For the past 4 years, Anthony Kennedy Shriver has been running a program in Miami that became very near and dear to my heart when I lived there. It's called Best Buddies, and what it does is it teams up college-age students with persons that have mental retardation. Anthony's with us today to talk about the program. And how are you? It's really good to see you.
Yeah, we miss you in Miami.
Oh, listen, I miss everybody down there. So for people who don't know, in a nutshell, what is Best Buddies?
It's really a program that sort of strives to include people with developmental disabilities in community life, mainstream them and integrate them into daily living, going to the movies, going to ball games, learning how to ride public transportation, and utilizing the spirit and the energy of young people, college students, to do that.
Right. Now, we have a piece of tape that I wondered if you could narrate for us. I think it's from a buddy's party.
Sure. This is a college buddy and a buddy, actually from Barry University in your home city of Miami.
First, yeah.
And they're out on a typical outing. They're at the beach, and they're just flying around. These are other college students and buddies from Florida Atlantic University. And this is actually a buddy, I'm glad that's on there, working on the computer. Many of the buddies are very capable, and they can do word processing. I've got someone in my actual office that answers our telephone. Joyce. Who's very capable and takes excellent messages and is very organized. So they have tremendous skills and abilities, and what we really need to do is give them the right kind of support and guidance so that they can realize their goals, and I think that's what Best Buddies are trying to do.
How many colleges are involved?
Now we're on 171 campuses.
Wow.
So this thing's booming, but we can always use more energy, more spirit, and more volunteers, and more campuses, and we're on many campuses right here in the state of New York and New York City and all over the country.
But you're also not just in colleges, as you said. You have people you're integrating into the work program, the workforce.
Right, absolutely. We really hope there's a big push now to get young people involved in volunteer service. We're really trying to look beyond. What can you do beyond your college years? We really want to try to get people to believe that they should be volunteering for their entire life. It's not something you do when you're in college. It's not something you do when you're in your 20s, but it's something that you do from day one. And there's no one that I know that doesn't have an hour or 2 hours a week to do something in their community to get more involved. So we have a program called Best Buddy Citizens that works with corporations, trying to get corporate employees involved in volunteer service. And we also have a supportive employment program that gets people with developmental disabilities jobs in the community, paying them $5-6 an hour in an integrated, included environment as opposed to in a sheltered workshop in a removed and isolated environment. So all three of those programs have been great.
Yeah. What's the biggest misconception that people have when they initially hear about it that you would like to dispel?
Well, I think it's about the stereotypes that they have about people with developmental disabilities. that, they can't do anything, and that they can't have a job, they can't get married, and that they can't pay taxes, that they're going to be a drain on our welfare system forever. And what we're trying to push is that if you give them support and guidance, that then they can become independent, and it's cost effective, that they can start paying taxes as opposed to taking Medicare and Medicaid and being very dependent, and that they can have families, and that they can live on their own and pay for their own gasoline, have their own car, and be independent. So it's really just changing the stereotypes. But something that was actually very interesting when we first began the program, people had stereotypes, the buddies had stereotypes about college students as being party animals, and a lot of the parents didn't want the buddies to go out with the college students because they thought they were going to get in trouble and be all over the place. So both groups had stereotypes, which often occurs when you don't have interaction and integration. When you have segregation, you have a lot of ignorance, and because people don't have an opportunity to understand the other people in their community. So it's really bringing people together, educating, and breaking down the stereotypes is the goal.
Sure. Now, I'm getting the wrap, but I just want to, if people want to get involved somehow with either their college or their corporation, how would they do so?
1-800-89-BUDDY.
1-800-89-BUDDY. That's about as
all you
easy
need
as
to
it
know,
gets.
right.
Listen, Anthony, thank you
Thank
so
you
much
very
for coming
much.
by. Good luck with Stress Fridays. Tom?
Well, Lori, just to underscore that we are an eclectic show, Officers Sanabria and Storm are back with us today. And Officer Storm, using scent technique, which is what he does on the job, is going to find one of my socks, which I'll hide here in the FX department, right,
Sure.
Officer? Okay. How many morning shows give you sock sniffing, too, huh? All that, plus we're going to play one of America's top-selling games after this.
Jonathan and Jennifer Hart.
We work as partners.
And we work day and night.
Sure, they're talking crime, but we know what they're really saying.
Do you want me to pick his pocket?
I would prefer if you didn't get that close to him.
They're so in sync. It's no surprise they have a spotless record when it comes to sleuthing.
I'm serious. We are in danger here.
Jonathan and Jennifer Hart. They're not only keeping their love alive, they're keeping themselves alive on Heart to Heart. Weeknights, exclusively on FX.
Sometimes there's magic in a melody. Even without words, certain music touches the heart. Now, Instrumental Gold. 40 of the most memorable instrumental songs ever recorded. This is music made for dancing and romancing, or just listening and reminiscing. Instrumental Gold contains 40 original hits by the original artists. Bring back those tender memories. This treasury of 40 instrumental hits is not sold in any store. Instrumental Gold on 3 cassettes or 2 compact discs. Here's how to order.
Have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-648-3400. That's 1-800-648-3400. Or send $19.95 for 3 cassettes or $24.95 for 2 compact discs. Plus $4 shipping to Instrumental Gold. P.O. Box 7800, Department Y, Libertyville, Illinois, 60048.
FX knows you wouldn't buy stale bread, drink stale coffee, or eat stale cake. That's why FX's TV made fresh daily. FX has fresh shows.
We're going to try and give you a little bit of insight into what's great out there, what you should have, what you should buy, what you shouldn't buy.
Fresh faces.
Good morning again.
A fresh attitude.
Coming up Monday on the Pet Department, we're going to road test pot-bellied pigs.
FX knows you deserve a little freshness. That's why FX's TV made fresh daily.
We don't think of breakfast time as a format-free morning show, but as a cultural event. Well, in a way.
It's free for them. We have to admit it, Jim. Come on. You know, a lot of people think of the life of a monk as being somewhat mysterious, so we sent Suzanne Wong, our newest FX reporter, to St. Bernard's Abbey in Cullum, Alabama, to try to dispel some of the mystery and see what a day in the life of a monk is really like. Suzanne?
Hi, Lori. This is the parlor room where monks and priests can meet with their guests or with family. And over here we have Brother Andre. Hi, Brother Andre.
Good morning, Suzanne. Welcome.
Thank you. He's a full-fledged monk, and this is the area where they live. Are women allowed back there?
No, not in the cloister. That's reserved for the monks only.
Well, maybe then you can take the cameraman back and see what the room looks like.
Whose room are we going to say?
Well, let's see where we can find an open door here, unlocked door. 103, I think, is unlocked. And this would be more or less...
That is
Danny's our new
Danny, our
Lori.
FX producer.
Cell, as we used to call it, or now we call it more of a room more often than not.
All right, let's get a shot of this. A typical room? This is a typical room?
Well, it's hard. How do you define
Hotel
typical?
six.
But it is a monk's room. There's four, small quarters, and each monk kind of personalizes it. So, the furniture might vary from room to room.
Okay, let's go back and get Suzanne.
Okay.
Good call,
sure.
Danny. Good call.
Okay.
Are there any rules for how they can decorate, Danny?
Well, I can't hear you until we get around this corner, and here's the handoff.
Thanks for doing that, Danny. So we've seen where you pray and where you live. Tell me what the misconceptions are. This is what I want to know about monks.
I think there are many misconceptions, but I think one of the important ones is that people think that somehow we are very different people, that we are, they might think that we think we are better than others.
And you're not?
We're not. We consider ourselves very ordinary people. We're a product of our own society. We come from society, and we eat, drink, sleep, and we're very ordinary people.
What's a typical day like?
Okay, myself, I get up at 4:30, and then we have prayers at 6 o'clock, followed by breakfast at 7.
Suzanne?
And then we have work. We start work about 8 o'clock to 11, and then we have prayers again at noon, and then lunch. And then we have siesta for about an hour, and then after that we go to back to work for the afternoon hours, and
this is what you eat? Look
Suzanne,
at this, Lori. They eat Total and Special K.
I don't know if you can hear me now.
Yes.
Suzanne?
Yes, I can hear you,
Yes,
Tom.
good. What I'd be curious to find out about, my understanding is that the membership in the Abbey has dropped to only 40 members, and there have got to be some efforts underway to recruit more monks. I'd be curious as to how they attempt to do that.
Oh, Tom wants to know that since membership has dropped, if you have ways that you want to recruit more members.
Well, we always pray every day as part of our daily prayers. We ask God to send us some people, some young people and people of different ages to join our community.
People like Andrew?
People like Andrew, very definitively.
Hey, Brother Andrew. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
What are you eating?
Special K.
So this lifestyle isn't as bad as I thought it was. Well, I've just taken a tour with Brother Andre, and we want to wish you a lot of luck with the lifestyle you've chosen.
Well, thank you.
Back to you, Lori.
Thank you very much, Suzanne. Tom?
Tom? They prayed
Tom.
they prayed for new people, and they got breakfast time.
Here's Tom with a look at today's headlines.
Thanks, Lori. Today is the deadline for the prosecution and the defense in the O.J. Simpson case to submit jury questionnaires for review. Jury selection scheduled to begin September 19th. Meanwhile, the former football star is due back in court tomorrow for a hearing on the progress of the case. Tropical Storm Beryl moving toward Georgia just 6 weeks after Tropical Storm Alberto flooded the southwest part of the state. So far, Beryl has caused flooding in some parts of the Florida Panhandle. Forecasters predict the storm could drop about 10 inches of rain today. Next month's Consumer Reports magazine says you better shop around for the best prices on vitamins. The magazine says competing brands of vitamins with similar dosages and quality can vary widely in price. And the Lion King soundtrack, not surprisingly, the first album of 1994 to sell 5 million copies. The soundtrack for the hit Disney flick hit that mark in just 3 months. Lori?
Unbelievable. 5 times platinum. That's terrific. And Hakuna Matata. You know what's weird is not a lot of the stuff is getting airplay on radio. But it's
Is that
getting,
right?
Yeah, but it's still, being sold like crazy. Interesting.
Well,
So
that Benedictine monk chant album's not getting played a lot either.
hey, we never did find out about that, did we?
That's true, I know.
Okay, Jim, what's the weather like today?
Well, we're going to do it fast, and I just want to just locate where you are, and there you go. If you can figure out what you're underneath. Now let's look at those high temperatures. Okay, and as you can see, there's some argument as to whether that's Beavis or Butthead, but in any case, it's the weather.
First thing I have to do here, because we have Officers Sanabria and Officer Storm here, we're going to do Sanabria and Officer Storm here. Thank you. And Officer Storm, the four-legged officer, is going to smell my sock. It's going to.
You should call his agent
it's
about
going to
this
be.
gig.
It's going to be hidden. Rick, catch, short straw. All right, Officer
Rick,
Storm. Wait, well, don't let the dog smell it. It's not like it's. Oh, don't eat it. Oh, gee, you're going to wear that later, huh? All right, go hide it somewhere, and we'll see if he can find it later. Was that enough, officer, for him to get a sense?
So they don't have to smell it. They just go by.
They just go by taste.
They pick up the sense.
All right, that's coming up later.
Thank God it's Tuesday.
Yeah, Tim Walsh is here with us. Tim is responsible for a game that is doing exceedingly well, Tim, I understand.
Yeah, very well.
Tribond. Now, from what I understand, this is almost like the Karnak-Carson routine. Is that kind of right?
It's always 3 things and have something in common. That's where the tribe bond comes. But it could be words, people, like Florida, a locksmith, and a piano. What are they?
Okay, there you go. It's going to be like
That's
that.
how it works.
All right, I got to concentrate here. She's going to start
I'm not, too. I'm on antihistamines.
Okay. See, last time you were on antihistamines, though, it was amazing. You got an application from Mensa.
I should look into it.
All right, so
Some more here?
3 things, and they have a common.
Things always common bond.
Now, this game has sold. This is like the largest selling.
Well, it's the 8th selling adult game in the country,
Right.
and every game ahead of us is either owned by Milton Valley or Parker Brothers or Hasbro.
And this is independently
Yeah.
Oh,
Largest selling
good for you.
Hasbro. We're swapping punches.
Right. Okay. Ready? We're going to play.
The big boys.
And we'll have an Alan Ludden kind of thing for the actual answer. All right, go ahead.
Okay, ready?
Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah.
A wrestling star, a bowling alley, and a sewing kit.
Pins.
Holy. Lori.
I want the drug test done right now.
Yeah, no kidding. Or at least you should share these
Of course, I'm
antihistamines.
not going to say it.
No, that's all right.
How about England, a chess set, and a beehive?
Queen.
Beauty and brains. Wow.
All right, okay. It's a sock. I
It's
shouldn't
a
have
trick thing. I think women are probably better at this game or something.
Deductive reasoning. I don't know.
Okay.
A nun, a bride, and Colorado.
Chastity.
Veil?
Veils. They all have veils.
Wow.
3 for
Bob,
3.
help us out here, Bob. We're dying here.
In the chick thing, Bob.
All right.
Okay, huh?
Women are pretty good.
All right.
A penny, Nebraska, and the Ford Motor Company.
Lincoln.
Bob.
Wait, hold on a second. They're putting the answer up so quick, and Lori's reading it. Lori's reading the answer.
Hey, Laurie, thanks for the antihistamine.
All right. We have time for one more.
This one's tough.
Okay.
Rapunzel,
Yeah.
Scotland, and the Panama Canal. What are they?
Lock. Thanks, Adam. I could have got that one, Adam.
It's getting easier. It's getting easier.
One more? Okay, all right.
One
Yeah,
more,
a couple
one
more.
A bicycle, a pair of eyeglasses, and a game of bowling.
Spare.
Now, wait.
No,
Can you
no,
stop
no,
putting
not
the
fair.
answer up on the screen?
Wait.
A
They have
bicycle.
frames. I can read it.
Oh, frames.
Frames.
I can read it.
Frames.
Oh.
Frames. Yeah, they keep putting the answer up too quick. Well,
I can't
I'm
see
looking over there.
They're putting the answer up. We still can't get it.
All right, I'll look this way. Go
Okay.
ahead.
One
Go
more,
ahead,
one
Tim.
more, one more.
Oh, wait. I'll turn this way.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, by putting the answer on, we prevent the audience from playing along.
A rooster, a barbershop, and a beehive.
Comb.
Lori, quick!
Yes!
Man. Jeez.
I liked you better when you were healthy.
Listen, thank you so much for bringing this
Thanks.
in. And you can pick this up in any
Yeah,
Toys
Toys R Us, Walmart has it. So look
Terrific.
for it.
And what does it go for?
About $20.
$20, not bad, not bad. I'm going to go for it. Coming up on... Oh, you teach the break.
Tom, you can stop meditating now.
No, actually, it's interesting. The apartment looks so much better like this.
Yeah.
When we come back, Russell Grant has star signs, and by then all the blood should be right around my eyebrows.
And now a message from Dynasty's Bad Girl.
Hi, I'm Joan Collins. Watch Dynasty on FX every weekday night at 9 o'clock. Don't miss it.
Gee, she doesn't sound so bad to me.
Sometimes I'm very good being very bad.
Time is running out for these children. Their cancers won't wait for a cure. At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, the race to find a cure depends on you.
I come to St. Jude because I have non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I have leukemia.
Time may be running out, but it's not too late. And any contribution you can make, no matter how small, will help kill the cancer that's killing these children.
Sometimes I scream because it hurts. It hurts.
Your gift will provide research, treatment, and hope. At St. Jude, no family pays for their child's treatment. That's why whatever help you can give is so important. Please call now with your tax-deductible gift. If you like, you can even charge your gift.
If I had one wish, it would be that there was a cure for cancer.
Please call and help us right now. There isn't a second to lose.
Like any fine recipe, making TV Fresh Daily has its special ingredients.
Beautiful FX Studios.
First, you need fresh faces throughout your day, getting you involved.
Hey, it's live TV.
You need the right mix of new shows to popular favorites.
Yes, we're going to have to give this one 2 snaps up in a circle.
And always deliver it with a personal touch. Whether you want a whole show or just a bite of news, FX always has a fresh batch ready for you. FX TV, made fresh daily.
Welcome back to Breakfast Time, the morning show with all the information.
Need a little life in your morning?
Welcome back to Sound Effects, the show all about the best.
Looking for something live to keep you awake at night? Well, search no more, because FX is on when you are. We've got what you need day, night, and in between, with our live hosts, new shows, and popular favorites. And we'll always be there, whenever you need us most. FX, day and night.
Victoria's Secret, the FX fabric, Joey Buttafuoco's private life.
Bathing suits? Something?
It works for me.
Okay. According to Smart Questions author Dorothy Leeds, it's not the questions that your future employers ask you in a job interview that will definitely land you the job. It's the questions you ask them, and she's here today to help us practice what she preaches.
Right.
Dorothy, thanks for coming by Breakfast Time. First of all, how do you prepare for a job interview?
Well, simply by thinking about questions. Most people prepare by thinking about the questions they're going to be asked. I suggest that people do the opposite. They prepare the questions they want to ask, because the person who asks the questions is in control. Therefore, you should prepare an opening question rather than just sitting there meekly, something like, tell me a little bit about how you got to where you are.
Oh, so you sort of reverse the power.
Right.
Is that one that I know there's a key question you should always ask in a job interview?
Well, there are a few that you should
Yeah.
ask. They're questions geared at trying to make the person feel that you care about them and that you're going to really do a good job, such as, what are the qualities or characteristics of a person who would be outstanding in this position?
And you ask them that?
Right. Because right away that person then starts to tell you about what's important, and that makes that person feel, that the employer, that you care about, not only about the job, but that you care also about doing a good job and that you care about them. Because that's really what you want to establish at a job interview. Not only your qualifications, which of course are important, but it's that emotional thing that most people don't think about.
Right. Now, what are these can come in handy other places other than job interviews?
Well, because obviously we don't ask enough questions in most situations. You know, it's interesting that we only have 2 choices every time we open our mouths. One is to make a statement and the other is to ask a question. And consequently, we don't do it often enough. For example, how many times have you said, if only I had asked?
Yeah,
Right.
very true.
You go to the doctor, for example. The doctor says, take the medicine before you go to sleep. Now, I mean, that means, supposing you work during the day.
Yeah.
I mean, and is the medicine makes you sleepy or something. So you really need to clarify the question that you're asking.
Now, one of the things that I always get asked in a job interview is, why would you like to work for us? Why do you want this job? And the only answer I could ever come up with any validity was, because I need the money. I need this job. I mean, is that okay?
Well, I think that's the kind of question, if they ask you, you might want to defer it. You might ask another question yourself saying, well, tell me a little more about the job and what you're looking for, so that, you know, what happens is when we go into a job interview, we're a little scared and we're intimidated. Therefore, by asking questions, you gain a little more control. But you have two objectives when you're in a job interview. One is to get information. The other is to sell yourself.
Right.
And you do both of those things by asking questions. The more you talk, the more trouble you get into. And therefore, most people who interview, you know that, and they ask you questions all the time.
That's very true. Now, what are some other, just as we wrap up, key questions that you should be asking your future employer?
Well, you should be asking, number one, what are the qualities and characteristics that are required of a fine person here?
Right.
What are the things that you relate to best in an employee? How can I work with you best? I think one should avoid questions like, what's my future here?
Right.
How much is this job going to pay me? Because those questions are all right after someone has been sold on you. Because the object of the job interview is get someone sold on you, so they say, I want this person.
And the worst question is, what are the benefits?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
employers hate
That's
that.
certainly not to ask it first.
So basically, find out what they're looking for and conform yourself to what they want. Smart questions. Interview your way to a job success by Dorothy Leeds. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming in. Tom?
All right, here's a question. Can a police dog trained in scent training find my sock hidden somewhere in the FX apartment? That scintillating tale will be answered in mere moments.
FX gives you two great stories in every episode of Fantasy Island. Chock full of guest stars. And it's FX Fresh. Fantasy Island, exclusively on FX. What's a quarter get you for breakfast these days?
Oh, wow.
For a quarter?
A grape.
I wouldn't have breakfast.
Hey, that's America's favorite cereal. And you know it's less than a quarter?
Really?
25 cents for breakfast ain't bad.
Okay, here's the kicker. Kellogg's Corn Flakes and Milk is less than 25 cents a serving.
25 cents? For the milk and the cereal?
So that's the breakfast I could buy for a quarter. Kellogg's Corn Flakes. Just part of the value in having breakfast with Kellogg's. 4 bowls for $1?
That's definitely a bargain.
I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fabulous.
Homie, don't play that.
Their hobby is murder.
Batman and Robin are alive. Repeat. This recording will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Good luck, Jeff.
Every day we try out our pets on our pet department road test. Let's take this little puppy for a spin, see how she purrs. Just snakes through traffic, don't you? Watch out for them road hogs. Terrific mileage, genuine leather exterior. This baby's got power everything. Great wipers up front, and feeding the kitty won't break the back neither. This cream pup was only walked by a little old lady on Sunday. Don't buy a pet before we road test it. Come on down to the pet department showroom. Take the FX off-ramp. Open daily at 2:30, 1:30 in the Heartland. Tell them Jack sent y'all. Go get it, boy. FX has asked these people to speak out for everyone, to take a stand against anger and destruction in our neighborhoods. FX believes that we can stop violence in our communities if we just take a stand. One person's action can start a chain reaction to stop the anger and destruction. From domestic violence to the anger and intolerance of racism, the message of STAND is one of hope. Don't wait to take action. Be part of the solution. Take a stand.
You know, all across this great land, people have a need for variety, so they're constantly zapping their TVs, like Herb here. That's why the FX network was invented. It's got the new live shows blended with some of America's best live shows and hosts to keep you updated on the outside world. So you don't need to zap anymore. Of course, this is a full aerobic exercise, Herb. And 2, and 3, and 4.
Maybe I shouldn't have started the interview with Hey, do you guys count the paper clips every night around here?
You got the job anyway, though, Jim.
All right, Smarty Pants game player. I got one for you.
I'm never gonna win this
Speed limit 55, and your date starts looking at his watch.
Signs.
Right.
Star signs with Russell Graham.
An important day, everyone. Tuesday is the Red Planets Day. So what better time for Mars to change star signs and give us a supersonic boost to zip crab-like round the zodiac. Now, Leo, you can't stand hypocrites at the best of times, but today you'll meet someone you'll instantly dislike because you know they're false. Virgo, it's an important time for reorganizing your life and sorting out the structures of those areas connected with your future aspirations. Libra, have a good old clear-out. Deal with your career. Work out a foolproof ambition and generally rationalize your life and get things in order. Great. Scorpio, if you're to make the most of your life, then set yourself a specific vision to realize. Get things done, dusted, and delivered. Sagittarius, you've a lot of old-fashioned sex appeal at your disposal, so use it to the best of your ability, and you'll be one step ahead of your rivals. Capricorn, think togetherness, and you'll secure a powerful balance in your life which, if used positively, will enable your partnerships to burn with desire. Aquarius, by all means, get excited and elated, but keep your feet on the ground now, or your brilliant ideas will fizzle out in a puff of smoke. Pisces, see behind someone's false facade, for you're entering a time of honesty in your love life, and a frank appraisal of your creative prowess is now needed. It's a good time, though, for you Pisces to really get ahead. Aries, before you charge into a situation like the 7th Cavalry, you better see just exactly what you're getting yourself into first and foremost, especially at home. Taurus, use your renowned pragmatism before making a decision. It'll be worth reflecting on a situation to save embarrassment later on. Gemini, a contingency plan is imperative. Otherwise, you might find yourself in an invidious position in the event of a failure or unforeseen problem. Cancer, oh, what? You really are going places in life, Cancer. But before you take the next step, just make sure you know precisely where it is you intend to end up. And if it's your birthday today, a powerhouse of a year when you can go for the burn in every aspect of your life. And who's my sign of the day? Well, it's you again, Cancer. You have an energy and style that pits you with the best and puts you in line to find your life quest. Ta-da!
Thank you, Russell. My sockless foot here because we have Officer Storm with Officer Sanabria. Now, Officer Storm is going to search for my sock here in the apartment with his little Officer Storm nose, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. And you haven't whispered the location to him or in any way. He's been in a hermetically sealed, soundproof booth for this. All right, so this would be what you'd be doing like in the subway system?
Yeah, so anywhere in the street area. Where
street area? Yeah, because there aren't a lot of smells in the subways of New York.
There are.
Okay, so Officer Storm, find that sock. Eddie, some sock-finding music. Wonderful.
I wonder if this is going to be one of those clever Hans deals.
Take it out.
Officer Storm is going for the new 1994 Honda Accord and the toaster oven. And he's playing for the Smith family in Roanoke, Virginia. You're just joining us. This is our third installment of Rin Tin Tin Comes Home. Actually, Officer Storm, one of the canine officers for the New York Transit Police, is seeking an errant sock of mine hidden here, and he's licking our floor. That's where the llama was last week.
I think he's looking for the llama now.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, right, Officer Storm. How much time do we have for Officer Storm to go for that large bag of prizes, Craig?
Where is it?
Okay.
Come on. What do you got? What do you got?
Just 10 seconds shy of getting a performance review. Finds the sock. And I believe we'll be right back with more feats of daring do as breakfast time continues. Got my sock back. Thanks so much. That's great.
Want to know something about the music you buy before you buy it?
I like to call it diet grunge.
Want to know what your compadres think?
It's trash.
Want to see rock stars singing in the FX shower?
I lost control and hurt myself.
You're looking for sound effects. Your one-stop show that calls the hits, the misses, and the music mix in between. Even the stuff you know who doesn't show you.
MTV wouldn't play you that song.
A fresh perspective on everything. Alternative to country to, well, what would you call this?
David Koresh, he's got a CD out.
Cult classics? It's Sound Effects every night, live at 11, only on FX.
These fancy figures I got from MCI. The way I figure, they must use that new math. Because according to plain old arithmetic, I do better with that AT&T True USA savings.
True USA savings from AT&T. Spend $25 a month on long-distance calls in the U.S. We'll give you 20% off. Guaranteed.
My kids, they miss their mama. So I was using MCI's friends and family to keep in touch. Until my daughter Maddie told me about True USA savings from AT&T.
With True USA savings, it's 20% off your monthly long-distance bill for calls in the U.S. Plain and simple. Just call 1-800-PIC-ATT to switch today.
I spend $25 a month, and they subtract 20% from my bill. So I switched.
I don't want to worry about saving on just some of my calls. With AT&T, I'm guaranteed 20% off. Now, I like that.
You can call anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S. and save 20% with AT&T True USA savings.
The way I see it, now I call who I want when I want. I can even call the president. And 20% always equals 20%.
The fact is, 2 out of 3 MCI friends and family basic or primetime users will save more with AT&T True USA savings.
So I switched. And I may be partial, but my Maddie, she's a genius.
Just one call today and you'll get 20% off with AT&T True USA savings. Plus a special bonus, AT&T True Rewards. Get free AT&T minutes or free frequent flyer miles on Delta, United, or U.S. Air. But you only get this if you become an AT&T customer. Switching is free. True Rewards is free. And the 20% savings is true. Call 1-800-PIC-ATT.
Okay, Smarty. You'll be hearing a lot more from your mama now.
You're true.
Call this toll-free number now to receive a free vacation discount book where you'll save on hotels, dining, and attractions during Kissimmee St. Cloud's Great Fall Winter Getaway. Stay right in the heart of Central Florida's world-famous attractions. Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom, Epcot Center, Disney MGM Studios, as well as SeaWorld, and Universal Studios Florida. Call 1-800-354-KISS today to receive a free coupon book and save on your Kissimmee St. Cloud Great Fall Winter Getaway.
Schenectady, isn't that the Mohegan word for General Electric?
Oh, honey. Oh, look, it's got holes in it.
Good.
And it's wet.
Dog shit on it.
Eddie Layton with us all this week, or until the baseball strike is over anyway. Great organist for the New York Yankees. Terrific stuff.
Can you give us a little monastery music first? A little monastery sort of to change the
Very
mood
low,
here.
very low, very low.
Suzanne Wong has been with us this morning from Cullman, Alabama, at St. Bernard's Abbey. And some fascinating stuff there, Suzanne.
Tom, tomorrow we're going square dancing, and I want to thank Brother Andre and Brother Andrew, and this is Bernadette, the St. Bernard mascot. I've seen where they work. They're going to see where I work. Come on, guys.
You don't think she's going square dancing with them, do you?
No, I was going to say, yeah, bring some of those like square dancing tomorrow, Suzanne.
That'll heighten their lives.
Yeah, get out, let their hair down a little bit.
Thanks, Suzanne. We'll see you tomorrow. We now go to...
John Davis in Schenectady, New York, where reams of FX fabric have been run off this morning. Oh, look at this.
What do you think? What do you think of this? Look at that.
Terrific.
Now, Tom and Lori, we're making bathing suits for you. We have Tom's done.
God.
That'll look good. Now, the thing is, we need an official critique from Rodolfo. Rodolfo, what do you think of this?
Well, I mean, it's really very skimpy and
Not swimwear.
It's not swimwear. Tomorrow, we're going to see a professional water skiing team who wears bathing suits that come from this factory from Twin Rivers. This is Charlie. Thanks a lot, Charlie.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Terrific stuff,
Thank
John.
you.
Thank you very much.
For Adolfo, it can do something that would hide my love handles.
Oh,
That would
it's
be...
not sexy, though. It's animal. It is.
thank you
very
very
Tomorrow,
much.
we have model, singer, actress Mila on the show. Also, Eddie Layton back again.
Yep.
And later, then the latest in new gizmos and gadgets.
Oh, is Gwen in the park still
Gwen's
being
in the
rained
park,
on?
still getting
Oh,
rained-
Gwen, I'm sorry, hon.
We
It's
forgot about Gwen.
only raining on her in Madison Square Park.
Hi.
Hi. She's singing in the rain.
Warm-up show yet? What city am I in?
All right, you can come in from the rain now, Gwen.
Come in
Okay.
the rain, Gwen.
Okay.
I think she's making true with being there's our rain simulator.
That's right. Our human storm system. Thanks, folks, for being with us today.
Thank
Hope
you,
your
Spencer.
Tuesday has
Thank
been
you,
started off
Phil.
nicely. Yes,
Thanks,
indeed.
Patricia.
We'll see you all tomorrow on breakfast time. Take care.
See you tomorrow. FX, come here, boy. Good boy.
I'm Tom Bergeron. These are some of the stories we're following for you today on FX. Tropical Storm Beryl is now just a tropical depression. Forecasters say Beryl is losing strength as it heads north from Florida to Georgia. The U.S. Border Patrol adding 250 agents to a 20-mile stretch along the Mexican border near El Paso, Texas. Operation Hold the Line, credited with keeping illegal crossings down 80%, crime down 15%. A similar blockade being considered.
Go see if the laundry's dry. Oh, you wouldn't believe what happened to me today. I can hardly believe it myself. Now, according to this, she was 7 when her party disappeared. Well, had to make her about 19 now. 12 years on her own up here. Oh, that doesn't figure. Not up here. And those wolves. Kelly must be right about what happened to the rest of her party. But why not her? Dr. Wade's theories on canine communal instinct? No. What about our friend the Major, claiming he hadn't seen any wolves? I wonder if he knows about her. I wonder if that's what he's hanging around here for.
TNT's Amazing Adventures will be right back.
Oh, nice.
Do you know where your favorite movie is?
I'm a neurotic nut.
Nah.
You're crazy.
Jack Klugman and Tony Randall host The Odd Couple.
They made a movie out of The Odd Couple?
One of our favorite movies. Tomorrow at 9 on TNT.
All dairies go a long way to meet high industry standards. But Quality Check goes further. Which is why more people are coming up to the fresher taste of Quality Check. Look for these dairies with a check in the queue, where higher standards mean fresh taste.
Why suffer another sleepless night when you can now own a Wonder Bed for as low as $49 per month with no money down? That's right, only $49 per month with no money down. The electrically adjustable Wonder Bed individually raises your head and feet for the ultimate in comfort and support. All you do is push a button, and Wonder Bed will make it easier for you to read, watch TV, or just relax in bed. No flatbed can offer you more at any price. If you'd like to find out about the electrically adjustable Wonder Bed, call the toll-free number you see on your TV, and we'll mail you a free video and brochure. There's no obligation to buy anything, and no salesman will ever come to your home. So call Wonder Bed now at the number shown on your TV anytime, day or night, to own a Wonder Bed for as low as only $49 per month with approved credit. Call right now for the Wonder Bed.
So, which bleach is better on tough stains? She says Biz is better. That's new Ultra Biz. He says his is better. His is a leading color-safe bleach. We'll let the stain set in overnight. Then,
1 small scoop of new Ultra Biz here.
Twice as much color-safe bleach here.
Hey.
And the winner is...
Biz. What? Biz is better than his.
new Ultra Biz, the better stain getter.
Monstervision, the place for famous last words. Pick Last Gasp Movies, Saturday, August 27th on TNT.
This fall, don't just send them back to school. Send them back to cool. Stop by the Back to Cool Back to School sale going on now at Watson's and pick up the coolest brand names, all at prices you haven't seen since way back when. The Back to Cool Back to School sale at Watson's. It's the best way to get the coolest brands, all at the coolest prices in town. Watson's. Great brands, great prices.
Think about it. Few things in our lives are as useful as our checking accounts. Yet too many of us throw money away on accounts we don't like. That's the idea behind a new checking account from First American. A checking account with exactly what you want. First American wanted to create an account worth changing banks for. They have. Value First Checking.
And now back to Mara of the Wilderness on TNT's Amazing Adventures.
Yeah, over here. Stop the feed here.
Maybe they're down by the creek for water.
Mm-hmm. They'll come back for their leaving. Give them one more feed free.